I run just one of my daddy shops from 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And he wants me not to have a break, but when nobody in, I do the lock. Cause up the stairs is my newly bride. We share in chapati, we share in the chutney after we have made love. Like we rowing through Patni. When I return with my pinny untied, the shoppers always point and cry, "Hey Singh, where you been? Your lemons are limes, your bananas are plantain. This dirty little floor need little bit of mop in the worst Indian shop on the whole Indian road." Above my head high, heel tap the ground, as my wife on the web is playing with the mouse when she netting two cat on her Sikh lover side. She booked them for the meat at the cheese of her price. My bride, she effing at my mum in all the colors of Punjabi, then stumbled like a drunk, making fun at my daddy. My bride, tiny eyes of a gun, and the tummy of a teddy. My bride, she have a red crew cut and she wear a tartan sari, a donkey jacket and some pumps on the squeak of the girls that are pinching my sweeties. When I return from the tickle of my bride, the shoppers always point and cry, "Hey Singh, where you been? The milk is out of date and the bread is always stale. The things you have on offer, you have never got in stock. In the worst Indian shop on the old Indian road. Late in the midnight hour, when you shoppers are wrapped up quiet, when the precinct is concrete cool, we come down whispering stairs and sit on my silver stool. From behind the chocolate bars, we stare past the half-price window signs at the beaches of the UK in the brighty moon. From the stool each night she say, "How much do you charge for that moon, baby?" From the stool each night I say, "It's half the cost of you, baby." From the stool each night she say, "How much does that come to, baby?" From the stool each night I say, "It's priceless, baby."
Themes and imagery. The main themes and images in Sing Song are requited romantic love, unconventional relationships, and natural imagery. Other themes and images include race and culture. The best poem to compare Sing Song to is Sonnet 29, I Think of Thee. Sonnet 29 features the following themes: requited love, marriage, idolization of the partner, unconventional/challenging stereotypes, affection, natural imagery, and a happy tone to the poem. Some easy things to write about Sing Song are: the poem is written in song form, which celebrates the poet's culture, love, and lifestyle. The persona puts the lover above all else, his parents, his stock, his customers, etc. The Indian accent and the stereotypical job of the persona is done to celebrate the culture rather than be ashamed of the stereotypes. What is Sing Song about? The persona and his wife, who he refers to as my bride, and the unconventional romantic love that they share, putting love above everything else. The racial stereotypes about Indians in Britain, and celebrating them rather than being embarrassed about them.
Right, so I don't really know how long this shall be, so I'll try to not make a song about it. Ha 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 ha! Do you get it? It's funny joke. Where shall we begin? The beginning, I guess? I run just one of my daddy's shop. This implies that he isn't the most trustworthy person in his father's eyes, as he's received just one of his dad's shop. And the use of the word daddy could show how the narrator is still quite young-minded and needs some growing up to do. In the narrator's eyes, his wife is far more important to him than the shop, as shown when he has the opportunity to do the lock. He does, so he can get some more quality time with his wife. As soon as it is locked, he heads straight upstairs to see her. There is a constant sense of challenging the cultural norms of Sikhism throughout the poem, as seen through the narrator's sexual innuendos and connotations such as "we have made love," which isn't common among Sikhs. As he returns to the shop, he has his pinny untied. Pinny is another word for apron, so this can convey that he is a very sloppy person and rather irresponsible, which contrasts with his father. The worst Indian shop on the whole Indian road. The father owns a very successful chain of shops. However, the shop that the son owns is undermining all that the father has created, which is another contrast between the older generation and the younger generation. There is a complete contrast between the two generations when the wife starts mocking and swearing at the narrator's parents. The wife is very assertive, while the parents are very submissive. My bride, my bride, my bride. This repetition emphasizes how much love he has for his wife, despite her outrageous behaviour. It also shows how the poem is about her and for her, and she dominates this poem all throughout. Later on, we are told she wear a tartan sari, which is the fusion of two cultures, and a metaphor for the poem itself. How the younger generation rebel against the older generation. Despite all of this, she still wears a sari whether it's tartan or not, retaining her Sikh identity. She wears pumps on this week of the girls that are pinching my sweeties. This indicates that the wife is outgoing and a bit of a risk taker, as she wears the same shoes that the girls who shoplift do. It can also show the lack of care of security the narrator has for the shop. There is a bunch of stuff going out of date in his shop, further showing his lack of care for the shop, which is a contrast to the care he has for his wife. He makes sure the wife is in date. The time then changes to midnight to set the romantic mood. Ooh, darkness, how amorous.
Amorous showing, feeling, or relating to sexual desire.
There is a mixture of mundane and romance, where they look out to the beach, past the half-price window signs. The half-price sign represents the daily life, whereas the beach is a more romantic image. Then there is the last part, the most sweet, the most cute, and the most stupid part of the poem.
From the stool each night she say, how much do you charge for that moon, baby? From the stool each night I say, it's half the cost of you, baby. From the stool each night she say, how much does that come to, baby? From the stool each night I say, it's priceless, baby.
This shows their absolute love for each other. They openly declare their love. The repetition of each night show that their love is enduring and goes on forever and ever. And the adjective priceless shows that despite all her flaws, the narrator truly loves her with all his heart. The poem as a whole shows that love is limitless, which is adorable, and they aren't afraid to go against the cultural norms for love. The end.